Hi, everyone. Before I begin, I just wanted to say it is my sad and somber duty to report that country music legend Toby Keith has passed away in his home at the age of 62 after a prolonged battle with stomach cancer. My thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the
For those of you who don't know, Toby Keith is a staple in pop culture and country music and the music industry as a whole ever since his first album in 1993. That's right, he made it big with his first album and he never stopped. His music is inspirational, it's fun, it's funny. He doesn't just talk about living in the country life. He also talks about what it's like to be an American. He tells stories through his songs, all kinds of amazing things. Toby Keith is a fantastic and amazing singer, and I've heard him live before, and I would just like to say he doesn't lip sync. What you get is the man on the stage, and that is an impressive feat. And of course, I just want to extend again my condolences to his family. They were with him when he passed away. And I just wanted to pay tribute to him. I was not allowed to listen to secular music when I was a kid, life as a PK, but I do remember in 2002 when I first heard significantly who Toby Keith was. I knew kind of who he was because my grandfather, he was a rancher, so he listened to a lot of country music, including Toby Keith. But when Toby Keith really came on my radar was in 2002 when he did his song The Angry American. And from there, I just whenever I was able to listen to music on my own, I really got into, of course, rock and roll. Everyone knows 80s rock is my favorite, but country music especially. And I just wanted to pay tribute to Toby Keith by saying my top favorite songs by him. And these are my five favorite. Now, I'm not saying in the grand scheme of the music industry, these are the top greatest. These are the ones that personally I enjoy. They're always on my playlist. They're always on my song list, whatever it is. Have these five in rotation because they are just so significant to me. And I just wanted to pay tribute to Toby Keith by relaying them. So, number five is Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, also known as The Angry American. It's the one I mentioned earlier. It came out in 2002. I heard it perform on I I can't remember what it was, but it was a new station. He performed it live. He wrote it in the midst of the September 11th, 2001 attacks, and that event really impacted him, and so he wrote this song. And the song has been criticized by other country musicians, especially by the media, but I would just like to say when forget what you heard from the media. Growing up in the 90s and in the early 2000s, this song was much loved. It was not one of those, "Oh, man, this song is so nuts." And I remember there was a bunch of, Euro trash singers who wrote a couple of answer songs to it. It was such a pitiful attempt to grift off of it, but this song really, to me, captured my attention. It really helped rally the United States, and for a time after 9/11, from 9/12, for a few years, there was this real sense of camaraderie. It was a good tribute to New Yorkers, and it was just a good tribute to how Americans were feeling at the time. And like I said, I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music being a pastor's kid, but just we were just always watching the news because of what happened, and they invited him on to perform the song, and it was fantastic. And then, like I said later, this has become a staple. I often play it on patriotic holidays. It's one of my favorites. So that was number five. Number four, How Do You Like Me Now? So this is one that came out, I believe, in 1999. And it is kind of one of those songs about, he's singing about being the guy who got rejected by the girl. And he's just singing to her, "How do you like me now? I'm this, number one record selling country singer. And you rejected me in high school. Now your life is miserable. But look at me. I'm this big successful country songs singer. I'm on the radio waves. You hear me all the time." And the music video also captures this, which is one thing that I like about country music better than other genres is now, please note, I'm not saying this is exclusive to country music, but it does seem like country music tends to make their music videos more closely related to what the singer is singing about. And that was definitely the case for How Do You Like Me Now? The song is he invites his the high school crush that he had that rejected him. He invites her onto their old football field, and then Toby Keith appears and starts singing to her, "How Do You Like Me Now?" It's a really fun and just rockin' song that you can definitely tap to, and any guy who remembers a crush that rejected him in like the most awful way possible is familiar with this song. All right, so number 3, and this one even shocks me how much I like this song, but it's Bullets in the Gun. And this one came out in 2010, so it's much later in his career, but this one's more like a story song. So it's about this a guy, he's a rambling man, he's traveling on his motorcycle, and he goes into this hall where there's dancing women, a bar where there's dancing women, and he gets a crush on one of the girls, and she reciprocates, and then her boss comes in and kind of roughs her up, and so the two of them rob him. They beat him up and rob him, and then they have to escape from the law. And like I said, I'm kind of shocked how much I enjoy this song, but I do. I think it's because it's such a good story. Like, it's not just a song that goes through like how the singer is feeling or whatever. It's a really good, interesting story. And again, the music video is basically like a movie of the song. It's really good. It's got really good sequences in it. It's kind of shot a little brownish. I don't know why they did that, but it is a lot of fun to listen to, and it's really good song. It's very well written. The production value is really high on that. And so that's number 3 is Bullets in the Gun. Number 2, this is one I'm pretty sure other country, hardcore country music fans are going to say I'm so basic, but number 2 is Beer for My Horses, which of course he sang in a duet with the great Willie Nelson. And the song basically is about justice, and it's about that old cowboy justice of you just take the bad guys out, you don't give them a chance, and it's really good. And so the line comes from, you say, "Whiskey for my men and beer for my horses." It's basically when you catch the bad guy, you celebrate. You get him, you catch him, justice is served, so everybody celebrates. We get whiskey for my men and beer for my horses. And Willie Nelson is great in it. The music video is a lot of fun. They make it where he's a policeman, and Willie Nelson, I think in the music video, implies that it's his father. He's an old retired police officer, and they work together with a younger cop to try to catch this guy who's murdering people. And it's a lot of fun. It's really cool. They also did a movie. They did an action comedy movie with it, and it has Willie Nelson stars in it. It's got Toby Keith playing a character similar to the one in the music video, and then Willie Nelson also appears. And it's sort of this action comedy about, in this case, he plays a deputy, and I think his girlfriend gets kidnapped by some cartel guys, and so he has to go all vigilante justice on them and stop them. I'm going to post a review of that movie also as tribute to him, because it was actually kind of well received, but I think it's a lot of fun. Critics didn't really seem to like it, but audiences seem to love it. It was one of those situations. So that one came out in 2002. The song came out in 2002, but I think the movie came out in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. So like I said, I'll be posting a review of the movie on my website. Number 1. It's number 1 for him, and it's number 1 for me. Should Have Been a Cowboy, his 1993 song that propelled him into stardom. This song, what I mean by number 1 for him is it was his first number 1 hit. It was number 1 on the country Billboard charts, and it was number 97, I think, on just the top 100. So it's one of those rare cases where a genre song crosses over onto the top 100. And it's basically him reminiscing about the days of Gene Autry and Roy Rogers, Marshall Dillon, and he says in the song, "I should have been a cowboy." It's a fantastic look at the West. And yes, I know the West wasn't as idyllic as some Western movies made it seem, and certainly not as idyllic as the song, but it just captures that sort of look at how the West was such a big impact on American culture, and the song just drives it home. It's well written, it's well composed, it's well produced, and the music video is really good. I highly recommend it. So those are my top 5 favorite Toby Keith songs. And I would like to know, what are yours? Let me know in the comments. How has this singer, this icon in the United States, how has he impacted your life? Do you have a favorite song? Do you have several favorite songs? What's your favorite music video? I would love to know. Please tell me in the comments below. But I just want to say one more time that I'm very saddened by the loss of Toby Keith. My heart goes out to his family and his friends, and I will pray for them that they will be okay through all this. I know it's hard, and I just hope that in some way people will discover his music all over again. And so the legend of Toby Keith as an American singing icon will continue.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guy.